Hey folks, Karen here with JesusT-shirts.com. Just an update. Can you see me? I'm in camouflage. Anyway, I went to the dentist this morning to consult with the oral surgeon and get a workup on what it would cost me to get lower implants done for my lower dentures. $9,000? Are they nuts? Yeah, I have some minimal bone loss over the years, so I would have to have some bone grafting done. And that's like $5,880. And then the new denture to hold the implants, just under $3,000. I'm not going to be getting that done. Not unless we hit the lottery. I'll stick with my old lower dentures and I'll just keep relining them. I might go back and get a new lower denture done so I don't have to keep relining this one that I have. I mean, if I reline it okay, then it's pretty stable, but it's old and it was an economy denture. I just don't feel like spending like $300-400 for another denture. I think the insurance covers about half of it, so it wouldn't be that much. So I may go back and just get a new denture. But that's that. That's the update on that. And let's see, the weekend. Saturday was car cleaning day. I have an old car. It's a 1999 Subaru Forester, but I love it. Absolutely love it. It's a rainforest green, hunter green, whatever you want to call it. I just love it. So to keep it looking nice, I clean it every weekend. Usually on Saturdays, I get all the dirt and pollen off of it. And Rain-X the windshield. And then my husband, he has, I think it's a 2000 or an 01 Forester. His is the sports model, so it's got a little bit bigger tires on it. It's got some extras on it that mine don't have on it, but I like mine better. I like the style of mine better, even though it is older. I could put classic tags on it by now if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. At least when it comes up for inspection, I won't have to get emissions done because we haven't even driven it 4,000 miles yet. In Pennsylvania here, if it's less than 5,000 miles, you only need, I think it's the gas cap, or you just look at it, but it doesn't have to go through the computerized emissions thing. And I just finished I did a new design on Saturday in the t-shirt shop and a new design just this morning. So there'll be probably put one of those card things, or if you watch to the end of the video, you'll see that pop up, the link to the new video that I just did this morning. And the video that I did combined the designs that I did Saturday and the design that I did this morning, which were both referenced from the book of Psalms in the Bible. There's really not a whole bunch else going on. Sunday's service was really good. I'm thinking about doing a t-shirt referencing, what is it? It's Romans 12:2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And Pastor was talking about how Christians should not conform to the world. And we all know the stuff that's going on out there. I mentioned it in another video. Going along to get along and all that, but we shouldn't be doing that. And sure, we need to engage with what's going on in the world, but that doesn't mean we have to conform to it and abide by it and everything else. So I may do, I'm tossing around trying to think of ideas on how to put that on a design. So I may do that later today or one day this week. And I really think that's about it. Like I said, I don't do much. I'm here on the computer. Unfortunately, there haven't been any new articles yet to pick up in Textbroker, so I haven't done any recent articles. I'm real particular about what I do. If I look at a title of a job that's open, and it's got a long list of requirements for how it's got to get laid out, and this and that, and a long list of keywords and stuff, I won't do that. Most of the articles that I've been picking up have just been change the title, don't worry about keywords, they don't even provide you with keywords, set it up, make sure your subheadings are in bold. Pretty easy. I mean, it's pretty free form. Those are the ones I like doing the best. I'm not real good with having to go, okay, well, did I put this in this format? Did I add this link here? That's just too much work for what I get paid. So I didn't even bother with that. And I'm trying to think of any more how-to videos I can do. If y'all out there want me to do a how-to video on how to do something on the computer, let me know, and if I know how to do it, I'll show you. So I guess that's really about it, and hope y'all having a good week. The weather here is nice. I don't have my window open yet. It's not quite that warm yet. It's still in the 60s, so I don't have my window open yet. Soon. I did most of yesterday. And Saturday I spent a good deal of time outside. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I told my husband, I said, will you please take your car? He's not meticulous about his car. I've been like this with my car since my first car. You know, I like to keep it washed and waxed and looking nice. The inside, you know, once in a while I'll vacuum it out and do the Armor All treatment on the dashboard and inside the car. The outside has to look nice. And if you've got an old car and you notice some scratches or some parts where the paint is starting to peel, keep it waxed, because that'll protect it from getting any worse. So that's what I did on Saturday. But oh my goodness, it had gotten so dirty. So I said to him, I said, well, if you just run it through the car wash, and then when you get it home, I'll wax it. He drives back, and the car's still dirty, and I was like, what have you been doing all this time? Well, I went to the store. It's like, all right. The car wash, the closest car wash to us was closed. They're renovating. They're putting all new everything in. And that's usually where he goes instead of driving further down the road and going through the automatic car wash. So I said, okay, hook up the hose. So I hand washed his car. And then after I got done washing it, I was like, what's all these black spots that are all over your car? What, did you run through tar or something? Here, when he was doing an undercoat on the horse trailer, it blew over. It was real windy the day he did it, and he didn't move his car. So this blew all over fortunately it was just the one side of the car and the hood. I don't think that any got on the roof. But if it did, so what? It's going to stay there. It's waxed in there now. But I was trying to scrub it, and with my shoulders, I just don't have the pressure anymore. I can't push on it as hard to get it off of there. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I said to him, what? He says, oh, it'll come off. I'm like, well, if you don't want it waxed into the car, you know, into the paint, I think you better get it off now. So he came out with some scratch out and a couple other different things. And so since I'd already washed the car, I wasn't going to wash it again. So I got out my Prolong waterless car wash. You just spray it on and wipe it off, and then that took all that stuff off after he got the tar splatter off of the car. I was like, oh my gosh. But I told him, I said, it's an old car. He says, I don't care about that. I said, you might not care about that, but sometimes I have to ride in it. And when I ride in it, I want it to look nice. That's just one of my pet peeves. I don't care how old the car is. If the paint's good and the bodywork is good, keep it washed and waxed. It'll hold its value longer. So I did that. And then he's got the plastic headlamps, the lenses. And you know how they get. They get all faded and foggy and everything. So he bought the stuff, Mother's Power Lens Restorer or something. And that actually worked pretty good. It's almost like a rubbing compound. So I did have to go over them, like the one lens I went over, I think 4 times, and the other one I only had to do 3. But it brought them back. They'll never look as clear as glass. Those plastic, I don't know why I don't know whose brilliant idea it was to use plastic on the lenses, but I don't know, maybe it's cheaper to make or something, I don't know. But if you're not careful with it, with those, I mean, they fade and fog up over years, and it's just ugly. My old CRV had plastic lenses. Fortunately, my Subaru, which is a 99, it was the last year that they made them with the glass lenses. So mine, I don't have to worry about getting all fogged up. I just gotta pray nothing ever like a stone or a rock or something from the road breaks it. Because those are going to be expensive to replace if I ever have to replace those. But I asked the guy that I bought it from, how are these still clean and clear? He says it's glass. I was like, yay! But I did the outside of my husband's car too. Just hand washed that, and then I waxed it. And I probably mentioned in a former video, I use Turtle Wax Ice. You just spray it on and wipe it off, and I'll tell you what, it works so good. It really works really well. I don't have to rub it in and wait for it to haze and then buff it out like the old Turtle Wax waxes that I used to use. But anyway, both cars are out there looking good. Now if we can just get the truck fixed. We have an 01 Dodge Ram 2500 that we bought. We've had it probably about 10 or 12 years now. And it came from Wisconsin. So it went through some hail, a hailstorm out in Wisconsin. And of course they get worse winters than we do and for a longer period of time. So we've had it here in Pennsylvania now for about 12 years, and it's starting to rust. Not starting to, it is. All along the lower panels of the doors and around the wheel wells are starting to rust, but the truck runs great, so we're not getting rid of it. We paid cash for it. We have no car payments on anything. The last car payment we had was a Mercury Villager that we picked up from one of these buy here, pay here places, and that was because the engine went in my CRV. And we didn't have any payments on the CRV. Before that, we had payments on my Subaru, and that was paid off. So we had to let that go once it got all messed up. But it lasted a pretty long time. But the truck, I want to wax that so bad, but I'm afraid if I start touching it, pieces are going to start falling off of it. So I'll let that alone until after he gets the body work done on it. But that truck's worth getting the body work done on, because that was a custom truck from the guy that we bought from. We got it after he passed away. But no, we didn't either. No, because he delivered it to us. Yeah, we bought it from him a few years before he passed away. But he was a truck driver, and he used to haul transformers. So when he was making deliveries and that with his big rig, if an order came in to deliver maybe just one or two transformers. He had that truck custom to haul heavy loads. So he used to attach a flatbed to the back of that truck, and a friend of his would drive it for him. So, but I mean, it's nice. It should actually be registered as a Class 3. But my grandson, he's so cool, we take it down to him to get it inspected, and his boss says, it wasn't his boss, one of the other guys he worked with, says, shouldn't that be registered as a Class 3? And he's like, well, no. And the guy says, well, as soon as he sits in it, it's overweight. And my grandson says, he's not sitting in it right now. So he lets it go to Class 2. Yeah, but we got a great deal on that. So, I mean, that we paid cash for that too, so that we have no payments. But that truck has really low mileage because we basically only use it as a farm truck. I mean, if we have to haul something, we use it. If we help somebody move, then we use it. Other than that, it just sits out. Now when he has to haul pigs, he'll use the truck. If he's going to pick up pigs or deliver pigs, then he'll use the truck. But most of the time, it sits out there. So it doesn't get used a whole lot. If we used it even less, or basically just used it here on our farm, then we would put farm tags on it. Then I think it would be exempt from all the inspections. I'm not sure how that works. But we don't do that because we do take it out on the road. He's had to deliver things up to his son using it, who's up in State College. So, we don't want to run that far with it. Or sometimes somebody at church will need help with something, so we'll run it down to there. So, we just keep it registered regular. Okay, now that's it. I've gone on for almost 18 minutes. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you feel so inclined, leave me a comment. Subscribe if you haven't, and hit the notification bell. Have a great week. God bless.